Why, hi there, I'm Ron Juckett. Retro Sports Network presents Boston Red Sox 46. Today, it's the second part of our Memorial Day doubleheader. You're seeing this on Friday. The Red Sox lost the opener 10-5 behind a beautiful effort by Roger Wolf. And so it's game two of this holiday treat, and Mickey Harris is on the mound for the Red Sox. I think we've seen him once. Anyway, he is 6-2 on the year with a 4.85 ERA. In 72 innings, he's allowed 83 hits, 9 homers, 28 RBI, or 28 walks. It's BB, not RB, and 38 strikeouts. In the lineup he'll face in Game 2, it's Buddy Lewis will lead it off in right field. Stan Spence will play center for the Washington Nationals, who are now 19-24. Hitchcock, I don't think it's Alfred, is the third baseman batting third. Mickey Vernon will be the first baseman, and he will hit fourth. Jeff Heath, the left fielder, will bat fifth. Jerry Priddy, the second baseman, bats sixth. Cecil Travis, the shortstop, bats seventh. Mike Guerra, I believe, is the catcher. He'll bat eighth. And Mickey Scarborough will be the pitcher. He'll bat ninth. Defensively for the Red Sox, it really is the same lineup as they ran out there in Game 1. Mekovich in right, Williams in left, DiMaggio in center, Rip Russell at third, Johnny Pesky at short, Bobby Doerr at second, Rudy York at first, with Hal Wagner behind the plate, the only difference being Mickey Harris. And so as Lewis steps to the plate for Game 2, he's sitting on a 9-game hitting streak at 341, 5 homers, and 28 RBI. And there's a line drive up the middle, base hit. No, I'm sorry, it's a line drive that caught by DiMaggio. I didn't see it drop. So 1 out for Stan Spence, who is at 269, 3 homers and 28 RBI. It's threatening to rain as it did all through the first game. Good job by Action PC Baseball 17 to have that continuity. Winds blowing out to right center. So they've changed since the first game. They were blowing in from the ocean. Now they're blowing out towards the ocean. And it's still 73 degrees. Pitch to Spence is a liner right to Doerr, who leaps and makes a good catch. So 2 out for Billy Hitchcock. And you can see from that big old English D on the head, on the lid, that he used to play for the Tigers. Billy is at 200, 3 for 15 on the year with an RBI. Harris delivers, ground ball to third. Russell comes in over to York, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 1/2 of 1 inning, there's no score in Game 2. And so it's Ray, don't call me Joe Scarborough, on the mound for the Nationals. He is 2-2 on the year, a 3.31 ERA, 49 innings, 44 hits. He's allowed 3 homers. He's walked 25, and that will be important with Ted Williams' eye, and struck out 13. Defensively around him, Billy Hitchcock is really the only change. He's a 5 at third, with Travis, Priddy, and Vernon in the infield. Guerra is a 6 catcher with a 4 arm. Jeff Heath is in left, a 4-4. Spence, the better of the 3 outfielders, a 9-7, and Lewis is in right. The lineup for the Red Sox in Game 2, Catfish Mekovich is the right fielder. He'll lead off. Johnny Pesky, who now has a 25-game hitting streak, will bat second. Ted Williams bats third. Bobby Doerr fourth. Rudy York will bat fifth. Dom DiMaggio sixth. Rip Russell seventh. Hal Wagner eighth. And Mickey Harris, who threw 8 pitches, will bat ninth. So Mekovich, who was pinch hit for by Culberson in the first game, at 274, 2 homers and 19 RBI. Pitch from Scarborough. There's a line drive into right. That will be a single. Lewis, if you didn't catch that, is a 6 range and a 9 arm. So Mekovich is actually a decent threat to steal. Pesky at the plate with a 25-game hitting streak. Red Sox hit and run. Runner goes. Fouled on the third base side. Now to play. So Mekovich tired after that. Now has a 47% chance to steal. A ball and a strike is the count. Pitch to Pesky. Ground ball to second. Priddy. Only throw is to first, and Pesky's retired. 1 out. Mekovich moves to second. And here's Ted Williams. He hit his 11th homer of the year in the first game. Is now hitting .350 11 homers and 38 RBI. And Williams draws the walk. As we said, with Scarborough's lack of control, that's not a huge surprise. So it was a full count pitch that was a curve that was high and away, or inside. Williams, by the way, will miss the month of May. He's hitting .410. Here's Bobby Doerr. Doerr at 282, 3 homers and 37 RBI. Had 3 in game 1, I believe. Popped up, infield fly is called. Travis is there, 2 out. Rudy York, the batter. Rudy at 220, 4 homers and 24 RBI. There's a line drive to center. It's a long drive to center off the wall. Spence won't get there. Run scores. Williams will score. Mekovich scores. It's 2-0 Boston. So a 2-run double from York. And that'll bring up the Dahmer. Donnie DiMaggio at 361. 1 homer. And 23 RBI. 2-0 good guys. Ground ball, base hit, left side. York with an 84% chance to score will run on Spence's arm, and he is safe. So a single from DiMaggio scores York, and it's 3-0 Boston. That'll bring up Rip Russell. I did not play the rest of the day's games. The Red Sox were only 2.5 up on the Yankees before the doubleheader started, and so we know at least it's a 2-game bulge now with a loss in game 1. Here's Russell. Russell at 185, 3 homers and 10 RBI. He hit his 3rd in game 1. Pitch. He'll draw a walk. So this is not the dream start for Ray Scarborough, as he walked on 4 pitches. The 4th one was high and tight. Wagner at the plate. Hal at 233. 3 homers and 20 RBI. DiMaggio on second. Russell on first. 2 outs here in the first. 3-0 Boston. Here's the pitch to Wagner, and Wagner draws the walk. So Scarborough has walked 3. Computer play-by-play says he doesn't look sharp today. Captain Obvious is obvious. So DiMaggio on third, Russell on second, Wagner on first. The only saving grace for the Nationals is that Mickey Harris is at the plate. Mickey at 120, no homers and 4 RBI. Pitch to Harris. Ball 4. He walked another one. So that's 4 walks for Scarborough. He walks home a run. It's 4-0. In 33 pitches, Scarborough has lasted 2/3 of an inning. Allowed 3 hits. He has walked 4 runs all earned. Here's Mekovich. Catfish singled and scored in the first. So Williams drew a walk. Russell drew a walk. Wagner drew a walk, and so did Harris. Pitch to Catfish. There's a pop-up fly ball left field. Heath goes to the track and makes the catch to retire the side. Not before the Red Sox bat around. 4 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. If they blow this, I'm eating my hat. After 1, it's Boston 4, Washington nothing. So Mickey Vernon, the batter. Mickey at 312, 2 homers and 22 RBI. Mickey Harris sat a while, threw 8 pitches in the first. Pitch to Vernon is a fly ball to center. DiMaggio backs up, 1 out. Here's Jeff Heath with a 7-game hitting streak at 335, 5 homers and 28 RBI. Here's the pitch, fly ball right center. That ball is well struck. That's going to hit the triangle, and it's a double for Heath. So that's the first base runner for the Nationals. Here's Jerry Pretty, 289, 5 homers and 29 RBI. Pitch from Harris, ball 4. I wonder which hat I'm going to eat. 3-1 pitch was low. So here's Cecil Travis at 287, no homers and 21 RBI. Harris delivers, ground ball right back to Harris. Only play is to first, throw to York, 2 out. So they could not get 2. Mike Guerra is the catcher. And he's now the batter at 375, no homers and 2 RBI in 16 at-bats. Harris Ground ball to third, over to York. It's a bang-bang play. And that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. After 1.5, it's Boston 4, Washington nothing. Johnny Pesky, who is 0 for 1. He's still sitting on that 25-game hitting streak. He and Dorr were the only two not to reach base in the first. That's amazing. Pitch to Pesky. Now the hitting streak goes to 26 as he grounds out one into the hole and left for a single. So Pesky is on first. That's the 4th Red Sox hit. Here's Ted Williams. He walked and scored his first time up. Scarborough delivers, and he struck him out on a 1-2 pitch. So that's the first strikeout from Scarborough. Here's Bobby Dorr. Bobby is 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Fly ball to left. Back goes Heath. He will make the catch. Pesky's going to chance it. He's going for second, and he's safe. So Heath had his back to the infield, caught it on the base of the scoreboard, and Pesky just timed it right. Here's Rudy York. Rudy singled home or doubled home 2 in the first to make it 2-0. Would later score himself. Line drive right to Vernon at first to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. After 2, it's Boston 4, Washington nothing. So I suppose they will bat Ray Scarborough here. Scarborough at 188. No homers and an RBI. Pitch from Harris, grounder to second, Dorr to York, 1 out. So Mickey Harris gets the first 9 hitters, 2 1/3 innings, 29 pitches, 1 hit, and 1 walk. Buddy Lewis, the batter, he's 0 for 1. Harris on the right side of a 4-0 lead here in the top of the 3rd. Pitch to Lewis, that's going to be a base hit into left. So that's the second Washington hit. Brings up Stan Spence, who's 0 for 1. Pitch from Harris. Ground ball to short. Pesky to Dorr for 1. Over to York. Not in time. Not in time. So it's a fielder's choice, 6-4. And Spence beat out the relay from Dorr to York. So 2 out, however, and for Billy Hitchcock. I think Billy also played for the Red Sox. If you look at his picture, that is one giant hat. And one humongous D. 0 for 1 is Billy. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to second. Dorr throws to first, and Nat retires the side. Not before the Nats get no runs on 1 hit and no errors. 2.5 in the books here in Boston. 4-0 Red Sox. So DiMaggio, Russell, and Wagner here in the 3rd. DiMaggio singled, drove in a run, and scored. So he's 1 for 1. You know, if you look at Scarborough, he kind of looks like Max Scherzer. The eyes, I bet, are the same color, but there's a bit of Scherzer in that face, don't you think? DiMaggio draws the walk to start the inning. Full count, low and away, and so Scarborough just slaps the ball in his glove, and we'll get ready to face Rip Russell, who walked his first time up. Pitch. It's a dead ball. Scarborough balked. Well, sometimes it's not your day. And for Scarborough, it appears to be that way. So it's a 2-ball count to Russell. Pitch. There's a line drive to second. Pretty has it. 1 out. Here's Wagner, who walked his first time up. Wagner's walked 25 times in 100. Well, that's in 100. And now that I've started the math, 141 plate appearances. Remember, this is game 2 of a double dip on Memorial Day. The Nats took the first one 10-5. Scarborough pitches, and it's ball 4. So Wagner reaches on the walk. Second walk for him today. Harris walked with the bases loaded. Drove in a run. His 5th RBI of the year. They play for the bunt. Hitchcock in at 3rd. Vernon on 1st. And we'll oblige. Bunt is down. Guerrera's throw was to 1st. And the sacrifice works. So DiMaggio on 3rd. Wagner moves to second on the sacrifice. Mekovic now 1 for 2 at the plate. He singled and scored. Scarborough now through 18 batters, 2 2/3 innings, 63 pitches, 4 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He has walked 6 and struck out 1. Pitch to Mekovic, popped up right side. Vernon is there, and he makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. The Red Sox 3-2. After 3, it's Boston 4, Washington nothing. So it'll be Mickey Vernon, Jeff Heath, and Jerry Pretty for the Nats here in the 4th. Vernon is 0 for 1. Harris is allowed 2 hits through 3. Pitch from Mickey, strike 3. Full count, swung on and missed on the fastball. So Mickey gave Mickey a Mickey and struck him out. Here's Jeff Heath. Doubled his first time up. Washington, if you didn't catch the first one, or new to the series, in road gray with the big blue W for a logo and an American flag shield patch above the W on the right side. They are in dark blue hat or blue hats with a white W. Kind of like it's not as dark as the Red Sox blue. I would say kind of maybe like a Kansas City Royals blue. The Red Sox, of course, in their home whites with a B unlined or no outline on it, so it's just a straight red B. Harris delivers, struck him out. A 1-2 pitch, 2 down, 2 strikeouts from Harris, and here's Pretty, who walked his first time up, the lone walk allowed by Harris. Here's the pitch, ground ball up the middle, door to York, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. 3.5 down, it's still Boston 4, Washington nothing. So Johnny Pesky, Ted Williams, and Bobby Doerr to face Scarborough here in the 4th. Johnny extended his hitting streak to 26 games when he singled his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Scarborough's pitch right back to Ray. Over to Vernon, 1 out. Here's Ted Williams. He's 0 for 1, and believe it or not, he struck out. Scarborough, who hasn't really found the strike zone at all today, managed to strike out one of the best eyes in baseball history. Ted also walked. Here's a base hit into right field. That's going to be extra bases as Buddy Lewis took his time to play it. So it's a ground ball it was a liner that rolled all the way to the wall, and Williams has a double. So here's Doerr. Bobby is 0 for 2. And I believe he is now the lone Red Sox starter not to reach base. Scarborough's pitch, fly ball to left. Back goes Heath. That will catch the wall. Williams will score. Doerr will dig out 2. Going for third. The throw is not in time. And it's 5-0 Boston. So they match their runs count from game 1. And now everybody has reached base. That's an RBI for Doerr. York doubled in the first. Drove in 2. Now it's 26 RBI. Hit from Scarborough was a little nubber to Pretty. Doerr goes for a home. The only throw is to first. It's now 6-0, and there's 2 out. And that will do it. That's all for Scarborough. It'll be Vern Curtis pitching for the Nationals or Senators, depending on what you like. Vern is 1-2 on the replay with the save. He has a 4.40 ERA. In 14 innings, he has allowed 17 hits. A home run. He has walked 11, so he's not going to be much better than Scarborough. And struck out 7. DiMaggio 1 for 1 with an RBI single and a walk. And scored a run. 6-0 Sox. There's a liner in the left center. That's going to be a base hit. So DiMaggio was on first on the single. He's now 2 for 2. And then I'll bring up Russell, who's 0 for 1. I'm trying to remember, because I'm doing this the same day I taped game 1, but I'd done some other things between then. I believe they split that doubleheader with the Yankees that I taped, or taped the first game, and then they played the Athletics during the midweek series, and they split 2 of those. So the Red Sox are not necessarily setting the world on fire right now, but still are in first place at 27-16. Russell's 0 for 1 with a walk. Pitch from Curtis is ball 4. Be curious to see how many walks are recorded before this one's over. Hal Wagner, the batter, he hasn't even taken the bat off the shoulder. He's walked twice, 2 out. And he draws another walk. So he has been up 3 times and has walked 3 times. So Mickey Harris will bat. He has walked and had a sacrifice bunt. He does not have an at-bat today. Curtis delivers, and that will be an extra base hit. That'll go to the wall. DiMaggio and Russell score. Wagner will hold at third. Harris is on with a double, and it's 8-0 Boston. Couldn't they have done this in the first game? So this starts the 4th trip through the lineup for the Red Sox, and we're 2 outs into the 4th inning. Catfish Mekovich is one of the few people not to draw a walk. He's 1 for 3 with a run scored. Hit was a single. Curtis delivers, and that's going to be a single. Wagner will score. Harris will round third. He will come home. Mekovich will try for second to throw home, and Harris is safe. So the throw was trying to get Harris at home. The tag was a little bit late. Harris beat the throw, and it's 10-0. Here's Johnny Pesky. 1 for 3 with a single. Hitting streak now at 26. Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Mekovich will score. Spence throws home, and is certainly not in time. 93% chance to score, and so you got to do that. Here's Williams. Ted is 1 for 2 with a double. He has scored twice. He walked and was a lone strikeout victim for Scarborough. And he draws a walk. Here's Bobby Dorr. Bobby is 1 for 3 with a triple. An RBI, his 38th, and a run scored, his 31st. Runners on first and second. Pesky on second. Williams on third. And now the home folks can relax. They're not going to blow, famous last words, an 11-run lead. Pitch to Dorr. Because it won't be an 11-run lead. It goes all the way to the wall. Pesky will score. Williams will hold. As Curtis hasn't retired anybody. He came on with 2 outs. He's allowed 5 hits, 6 earned runs, and he's walked 3. And here's York with 3 RBI today. Has a chance for 2 more. Williams on third, Dorr on second. Here's the pitch. Struck him out. The Red Sox are finally done in the 4th, but not before they score 8 runs on 7 hits and no errors. Curtis isn't going to bat. He threw 42 pitches to get 1 out. An efficiency not seen since you let the teenage boy run the soda stand at the dance. Anyway, after 4, it's 12-0 Boston. Here's Cecil Travis. He's sitting on an 8-game hitting streak. He's 0 for 1. Mickey Harris doesn't mind long waits when you're sitting on a 12-run lead. Right back to Harris. Over to York, 1 out. Mike Guerra, the batter. Mike is 0 for 1. Pitch from Harris. Ground ball to short. Pesky with a tremendous stop. Throws over to York to make the catch. Pesky made that throw from his knees. So here's Vern Curtis, who struck out in both of his real-life at-bats. I can't wait to see who they bat. It'll be Gil Cohen at 250, 7 for 28. No homers and 4 RBI. So we'll get another new pitcher for Washington. I bet we get more than that. Harris delivers, and it's ball 4. So the second walk for Mickey. As the Nats start their 3rd trip through, Harris has thrown 65 pitches, 4 2/3 innings, 2 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. One of those hits was for Buddy Lewis, who was 1 for 2 with a single. Pitch from Harris. Chopper to short. Pesky flips it over to Dorr. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Halfway home at the Fens, it's 12-0 Boston. And it will be Max Wilson on the mound. Max is 1-2 on the year with 2 saves. But, and it's an awful big but, an ERA of 8.18. In 11 innings, he's allowed 14 hits. He has walked 10 and struck out 9. And he'll face DiMaggio, Russell, and Wagner here in the 5th. Dami is 2 for 2. He has singled twice. He's driven in a run. He has walked and scored twice. Pitch. Struck him out. 0-2 cutter on the outside corner. 1 quick out, and that'll bring up Rip Russell, who has walked twice and is 0 for 1. Scored one of the 12 Boston runs. Everybody for Boston has reached, and everybody has scored. Popped up left side. Travis has it. 2 out. Well, if Max can give them a 1-2-3 inning, I'm sure that the Nationals will be thrilled to pieces. Here's Hal Wagner. Hal has not taken the bat off the shoulder. He has walked 3 times. And he strikes out on a full count pitch on the outside corner. So make it, he hasn't taken the bat off the shoulder 4 times up, but he's walked 3. So after 5, no runs, no hits, no errors this time around, it's still Boston 12-0. So the winds are now out to center field. It's warmed up a bit, 75 in the later afternoon. Threatening skies, but the rain has stayed away for the most part here in Game 2. Spence, Hitchcock, and Vernon here to face Harris in the 6th. Spence is 0 for 2. There is a fly ball to left. Williams is there. 1 out. Here's Billy Hitchcock. Maybe it's the size of that D that makes that hat look really big. Hitchcock is 0 for 2. You know, on second thought, they did try to pad those things in an attempt to make a precursor to a batting helmet. I wonder if that's the case. Ground out ball back to Harris. Back to York, and there's now 2 out. So Mickey Harris is cruising right along. Here's Mickey Vernon. 0 for 2. He struck out the last time up. One of the worst puns I think I've ever done for this channel. Fly ball, base hit, right field. So Vernon is on, and now he's hitting .313. That'll bring up Jeff Heath. 1 for 2, has a double. One of the 3 Washington hits. He also has a strikeout. Pitch. There's a snapper right down to Russell, who snags it, throws from his knees to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. After 5.5, it is still Boston 12, Washington nothing. So Max Wilson will face Mickey Harris, who has 3 RBI himself. He has now more RBI in this replay than he did in the real year. He has 7, as opposed to 5. He walked in a run, and he drove in 2 on a double. And he'll now be 2 for 2 as he singles up the middle. This game is sponsored by the committee to ban the designated hitter. Here's Catfish Mekovich, 5th trip through the Red Sox lineup now. He's 2 for 4. He's singled, scored twice, and driven in 2. Ground ball to second. Pretty to Travis for 1. That's all. No throw to Vernon. 1 out. Mekovich on second. We're not even going to pretend to steal. Johnny Pesky 2 for 4 today, or in the second game. Had a hit in the first one too, so his hitting streak is at 26. Scored a run, his 35th, and drove in his 18th. Ground ball right back to Wilson. To Purdy for 1, and Vernon for 2. So it's a 1-4-3. But no one really cares. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. After 6, Boston 12, Washington nothing. So it'll be Pretty, Travis, and Guerra for the Nationals in the 7th. Pretty 0 for 1 in Game 2 with a walk. Harris delivers, strike 3. A cutter on an 0-2 pitch was swung on and missed. So that's 3 on the afternoon for Harris. Travis is 0 for 2. Ground ball to second, door to York, 2 out. And so Harris is just kind of, whatever. If he gets the win, he'll be 7-2. I believe Boo Ferris 125 in real life. I imagine he's probably the leading winner right now. Anyway, here's Mike Guerra. He's 0 for 2 today. And that's a chopper to short, pesky to York, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. It's stretch time again. So, again, this time the Rhode Island Men's National Guard Glee Club comes out to sing America the Beautiful. Remember, this is the second game of a Memorial Day doubleheader. And for a lot of these folks watching, it all really hit home after 4 years of hard war. Friends, loved ones that didn't make it back from Europe and Asia. And of course, now that we're taping this in February of 2017, the greatest generation, as Tom Brokaw called them, we're losing them by the day. So, in honor of Memorial Day 1946, let's take a moment to reflect. Speaking of veterans, one of the most toughest ever to play the game, Ted Williams. He was a pilot, flew combat missions in the Marines in both World War II and Korea. He's 1 for 2 today with a double. He has walked twice and scored twice, and regardless of what he does here, this will be it for him today. Max Wilson out for his 3rd inning. He's pitched pretty well, 1 hit and 2 strikeouts. 22 pitches. Williams takes that one to deep right. That will be off the wall. That will hit the bullpen wall, and Williams goes into second. And so that will be the day for Ted. Eddie Pellegrini will come in and run for him. Bobby Doyle, the batter. Bobby is 2 for 4. He has doubled and tripled this afternoon in the nightcap with 2 RBI and a run scored. Pellegrini leads off the second. Ground ball to Pretty, over to Vernon for the out. First out, Pellegrini's on third. And here's Rudy York. Rudy is 1 for 4 with a double and 3 RBI. Red Sox looking to expand a 12-0 lead here in the 7th. Pitch from Wilson. Struck him out. An 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. So Wilson has fanned 3. He really has pitched well. Not bad for a guy with a real-life ERA of 7.11. Here is Dom DiMaggio. Dom is 2 for 3. He has singled twice, scored twice, walked, struck out, and driven in a run. Pitch to Dommy, grounded to third. Hitchcock over to Vernon, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. After 7, it's still Boston 12, Washington nothing. Tom McBride goes into play left. He's not very good. He's a 2 range and a 5 arm. And Paul Campbell will come in for Rudy York at first. And Roy Partee will take over for Wagner's spot behind the plate. Long day for Wagner. He's caught 16 innings. So this one seems to be well in hand. So McBride in left if you're scoring. Paul Campbell at first. And Partee behind the plate. So McBride will bat third. Campbell will bat fifth if we get that far. And Partee eighth. And he will bat in the eighth. Mickey Harris has thrown 87 pitches. And it'll be George Binks, the pinch hitter for Wilson, who pitched pretty well. Binks at 114 on the year with no homers or RBI. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to short. Pesky to Campbell, 1 out. Here's Buddy Lewis. 4th trip through the lineup now for the Nats. Mickey Harris, 90 pitches. So that's a pretty good 30 pitches per 9. 7 in the 3rd innings, 3 hits. He has walked 2 and struck out 3 and has the shutout going. Lewis singled. He's 1 for 3. And he strikes out this time, a 1-2 curve. It Check swing, but it was in at the belt, 2 out. And that's 4 for Harris. And here's Stan Spence, who's 0 for 3. Pitch to Spence, ground ball to Russell. And it's a line drive to Russell, pardon me, and it's caught. So no runs, no hits, no errors. After 7.5, Boston 12, Washington nothing. Marino Pirietti comes in to pitch for Washington, 1-0 on the year. 3.50 ERA, 18 innings, 19 hits allowed, 4 homers. He has walked 8 and struck out 3. Notice the theme here? Rip Russell, the batter. Rip is 0 for 2 today. He has scored once and walked twice. Here's the pitch. Fly ball to right. Back goes Lewis to the track, 1 out. So here's Roy Partee at 364, 4 for 11 on the replay, with an RBI. Pitch from Pirietti, ground ball to first. Vernon takes it himself, 2 out. So here's Mickey Harris. Not only is he throwing a shutout, they haven't retired him today. He has singled, doubled, and walked. He walked with the bases loaded and has a 2-run double. He has 3 RBI. Pitch from Pirietti, ground ball to third. They finally retired the pitcher. Hitchcock to Vernon, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 8, Boston 12, Washington nothing. And so the Nats, no runs on 3 hits, no errors from anybody. And they've stranded 5. Boston, 12 runs on 13 hits. No errors. And they've stranded 9. Yes, it could be worse. Billy Hitchcock is 0 for 3. Vernon and Heath to follow. And they have 2 of Washington's 3 hits combined. Nope, it'll be Al Evans, who caught the first game. Al at 240. No homers and 6 RBI. Pitch from Harris, struck him out. 1-2 breaking ball is in there, strike 3. So that's 5 for Harris. And we'll go ahead as it starts to rain a bit to give him the MVP of the ballgame. So the Red Sox, barring an absolute collapse of epic proportions, will split this doubleheader and go to 28-16. Here's Vernon. 1 for 3 with a strikeout. And there is a line drive to center. DiMaggio will let that drop in front of him for a single. He could have dove to get it, but it really doesn't matter. So Vernon goes 2 for 4 in the nightcap. Jeff Heath, 1 for 3 with a double and a strikeout. Pitch. Here's a liner in the right. Mekovich comes in, 2 out. Jerry Priddy, the batter, the last chance for the Nationals today. 0 for 2 with a walk and a run. A walk and a strikeout. Pitch to Priddy. There's a ground ball, right side base hit. So Vernon goes to third. So Harris may lose a shutout here. Cecil Travis, the batter, he's 0 for 3. It'll be a pinch hitter. It'll be Sherry Robertson, who's hitting .215, 3 homers and 14 RBI, pardon me. Against lefties, it's 186. Guerrera is on deck, but we're emptying benches now. First and third, 2 out. Pitch to Robertson is popped up. Harris will get a shutout. Campbell puts up the glove, and that retires the side. So a big one for the Red Sox. They win this one 12-0. Well, it's a split. 2 hours and 26 minutes. A whole lot of runs. I won't go through the entire summary because they're just a lot. Scarborough with a loss. He goes to 2 and 3, 3 and 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 6 runs, 6 walks. Lots of 6s. He had minus stuff. Boy, that is a shock. Then Vern Curtis gave up 6 runs, all earned on 1, and struck out 1 batter. He took 42 pitches to get 1 out. Max Wilson did have plus stuff. 2 hits over 3 innings, and he struck out 3. And Marino Pirietti gets the mop-up inning. Mickey Harris gets the win. He goes to 9-0. A 5-hit shutout. He walked 2 and struck out 5. And the batting heroes of the game, everybody for the Red Sox, reached that grabbed a bet. Johnny Pesky's hitting streak goes to 26. There were no home runs in that game, by the way. So that'll do it. The doubleheader, as you can see, the Washington won the first one 10-5. Boston wins the second 12-0. They go to 2.5 up on the Yankees, at least for the moment, because they haven't played the other games today. For Harris, that was his 7th win, and that ties Booth Harris for all of baseball. Real quick, let's look ahead to see what's going on in June. Come on, go to the 4th. Let's see, we have a scheduled game against St. Louis. And that will be there, but there will be no game on the 7th, I think. So the next scheduled broadcast for us will be on the 4th between the Red Sox and the Browns from Boston. But on the 7th, they were off for travel anyway. So guess what? We will pick up the Boston Braves that day, because I promised you a Braves game, and they will face the Cincinnati Reds from Crossley Field. So that's next week. It's the Browns and Red Sox on the 4th, and the Braves and Reds on the 7th. So until then, I'm Ron Juckett for Retro Sports Network. We will talk to you the next time.